Hey, we're live. This is My Better Half on PowerPlayRadioNetwork.com and Power TV. I'm your host, Kevin.
And I'm your girl, Ceva.
And you're listening to My Better Half
on PowerPlayRadioNetwork.com. And you can also get fit. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can hear us there. And you can also call in, but we'll give you a number in a little bit if you want to call in. 469 996 0804. You can call in if you want to talk to our guest tonight, because we're going to have a good show for you guys tonight as we finish our
it's our month on education.
And we're doing
mentoring. We're doing this here because there's a lot of young people that's getting ready to graduate and go out into the real world. And so we just dedicated this month to education. And so we really started it off last month with the program we went to,
Pursue Dallas.
Pursue Dallas.
Yes.
And we just happened to have some of the guests that were there at that function on Saturday before last. And I had to get my water because it's going to be a live wire show. So I got a power couple in here tonight.
That's what I was going to say. It's going to be live and wild. So we better get ready for them.
So we're going to have a good show. You know, My Better Half is dedicated to partnerships and relationships, and how we do it together, and then how we build bridges to help other people cross, and how we keep it together without, choking each other. But like I say, it's amazing. A lot of people don't know the hard work that goes into
working together.
And so sometimes people say they can't do that, but it is a rewarding thing, especially when you have a project to work on with your
It's a hard day working together.
No, it's not.
That?
No, it's not hard headed if it's not hard if you're not hard headed.
Who are you trying to call?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. I just want to get it clear. I thought you were trying to call me hard.
The only things that are hard, things are not hard. People are hard. They're hard headed, hard hearted. That's what makes it hard.
Oh,
life is easy. It's just that we're hard.
I just wanted to make sure you clarified that.
God,
so y'all won't think I'm hard headed.
Yeah. So we're getting in there. We just appreciate them coming to join us in our show tonight. And this has kind of been a really fast week. Past week we had a lot of tragedy with the tornadoes that hit Canton. And one of our friends that was on this show, Curtis Hodges, he called us and said that his mother and father
parents,
lost their home. And so our prayers are with them.
Yes.
And I think they have a nonprofit or
they have a fund page set up on Facebook.
Right. And so our prayers are with them. If you can, help them out. It's a bad thing when you go through something, but when your parents, and it's a good thing to have children.
And they didn't have only one tornado. You know how we had those 4 that passed through Garland and stuff? They had 7.
Yeah.
7, you guys. And I tell you what, every time the clouds come rolling around, your girl get to running.
I said that Saturday morning. It was so hot. And they said the front was coming in. I said, well, hey, you know what? I didn't want to just predict doom. I just said, it's going to be some wind. And that wind, resulted into a tornado. So, but like I said, it's, we're in that season right now.
Yes, we are.
And so I know that there's a lot of things going on. We got a crazy White House going on. We got bad weather.
So you told me don't talk about
I didn't say nobody's name. I just said we got a crazy White House.
Okay. All right.
And still having some police shootings and still got rumors of war. So, they would quit making fun of that guy over in North Korea. They get off. They should quit that.
I wish y'all could see. I wish I could show y'all how they be walking, but I can't because the camera can't catch my whole body.
Okay. But we're gonna have some fun tonight, and tonight we're just gonna have some entertainment. We're gonna have some thoughts of healing.
Yeah.
And we're going to learn some things about thoughts.
And you don't never know about on this show. You get surprises and things like that. You can get blessed sometimes if you listen to the end.
Okay.
Or either in the middle. You get a blessing.
So we talked about some things last week. We had a good show last week.
We did
So
with
last
the Reeves,
Mhm.
David Reeves, and his wife Ceva.
So we have power couple.
Yeah, we do. We got a power couple tonight.
That put their talents to use their talents together, and they have a great testimony, and they're going to talk about some of the things we talk about, how you stay together, you know, and the adversity you go through, and then through the adversity there's strength, and how you really help other people, because sometimes you're that city that's on the hill, and everybody can see you, and there's nothing can hide what you're doing. So people are inspired by how you stay together and how you manage, and then what happens is something grows or blossoms out of their relationship. So we're going to have a great show.
So get ready, people, because after the break, we're going to come back with our guests, Mike and Monique Burks. So, everybody need to be addicted to love, because I am. Yes.
Go to break.
Baby Wine said that. We'll be back.
and Power TV. I'm your host, Kevin.
And I'm your girl, Ceva.
And you're listening to My Better Half
on PowerPlayRadioNetwork.com. And you can also listen to us on FIT. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you have any calls for our guest tonight, guess what? You can call in at 469-996-0804. So like we said before we went to break, BB whining says she's addicted to love. And I said, yes, I am. But tonight we got some other people that's addicted to love. But you can also be addicted to love being a caregiver.
That's right. Be a caregiver, give a friendly help to someone that's in need. And you can contact that organization at 1-800-829-2734.
Maybe you do caregiving.
So this is about caregivers. Also,
their website is www.caregivers.com. So if you need some caregiver service, just give them a call or either check them out on the website. So, babe, with that being said, tonight, like I said, we got addicted couples everywhere. Got an addicted couple here, the producer addicted couple, but our addicted couple for tonight will be none other than Mike and Monique Burks. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Thank you. Oh, we got the clap. We got the claps.
Yeah, you got some claps tonight on us. Thank you guys for listening to us, Sarah and Jimmy and Mike and John and Sonny and Ernest, Brenda, all of you guys. Thank you. So tonight we're gonna talk to Mr. Burks.
Oh, what would you like to hear?
Hi there, Mr. Burks.
What's going on? Is this thing on?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, great.
The first thing we'd like to know, as we always do with our guests, tell our listener audience where you're from and what you do.
So I am originally from Chicago, Illinois. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. Very humble beginnings. My mother kind of raised me to be a man of the house, a man of my word. I did a lot in Chicago during my teens, my preteens, my 20s, and my 30s. I'm not gonna lie.
When somebody from Chicago, they say I'm from the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay. South side, when south is down, where is that?
All right. So Chicago's kind of built, it kind of centralized, right? So you got the middle where it's downtown. The south is down this way, of course. There's anything between 10th Street to 124th will be north, something like that, yeah. So the south side are usually the numbers, 22nd Street, 35th Street, 55th Street, 79th Street, and it goes as wide as about 30 or 40 blocks wide. Okay. The east side of Chicago is nearly closer to the lakefront, and the north side is, what you would say more tamed than the south side. And the west side, I really don't talk about it that much because I don't like going over there. I'm not gonna lie.
I went to Chicago one time. I stayed in Harvey, Illinois.
Harvey. My sister lived in Harvey about 7 years ago. She lived out there. It's a nice area. I think one of my uncles was the mayor out there one time, Mayor Kellogg. He was the mayor of Harvey for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very interesting setup.
Yeah, it is. It is. You would think so. It's supposed to be a suburb, but it acts like a city.
Right.
Yeah. It's because a lot of people have been pushed out of the project areas. There's a lot of projects that used to be out. I know you heard of Cabrini Greens and the Ickies and all that stuff, where they were shut down for a little while. They've been shut down, period, little by little. And what happened was they were pushed through the Section 8 process towards the south suburbs so that people can start building downtown. So the reason you saw that was because a lot of what happened came from the gentrification of the downtown area.
Right. And the reason I asked that because, my producer's from New Orleans. So I learned, she gives me a history lesson about New Orleans. So sometimes when somebody from Texas meets somebody from Chicago, you say that, people from New York think everybody wear cowboy boots down here.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought it too.
so we have those myths. We have those myths about our cities and stuff. So I have, gives a little history about Chicago and what is exactly the problem, since it's in the news all the time.
Yeah. So, kind of the problem with Chicago, and a lot of people don't like to talk about it. The gang problem wasn't like that in the beginning. It started off some gentlemen, in the neighborhoods trying to build the neighborhood up, and over time, around the Reagan era, 1985, when drugs came on the scene, things got a little hairy between the brothers, right? So they kind of separated. Things got over time, and then when it really got worse, and I can't remember the exact year, but they indicted all the gang leaders who were listening and giving the rules from the beginning.
Right.
And when they did that, they left young guys who didn't know what they were doing in charge of gangs, and things got out of hand from there. So that's the repercussions of what you see now.
Right. I saw it on American Greed.
I
saw the episode of
did
American
see
Greed.
that.
It's crazy, man. I feel for the young brothers. Like one of my nephews was a victim of the situation. Him going back and forth with a guy about a female. He had got shot in the leg, and just seeing him in the hospital. It's different when you see someone else going through. You're like, man, I hope that kid is okay. And then it hits your family. You be like, this has got to go. This has got to go quick. Like it's got to stop. And it looks like it's not stopping anytime soon.
Okay. I'm going to come back to that. We're going to move on.
Sure.
I'm going to come back to that.
Good to see you. Well, Miss Monique.
Oh.
Y'all want to know.
On the My Better Half show. There's my better half, y'all.
Well, I was born and raised here in Dallas, Texas, so I am a
South Side? Not South Side.
Oak Cliff. Oak Cliff, that's my hood.
Oh, Cliff in the
Yes,
house.
that's right. Oak Cliff, that's my hood. Yeah, and I've pretty much been here all my life. Pretty much. My beginnings were none like my husband. I grew up, in actually a 2-parent home, but it felt more like a 1-parent home. But my mother, she most definitely took very good care of me and my brother, because I also have an older brother who's a little older than me, and we grew up pretty good. I was pretty much a loner a little bit, because I kind of did my own thing, tomboyish, but was into sports, and somehow came out of it as I got to high school. It was crazy, because I guess they say that transition from middle school to high school it fixes everything. Because it's like, okay, I still had some tomboyish ways, but it was like the boys got introduced, and they started looking at you and telling you was pretty, and all that stuff. So, you trying to change a whole little image, so I became a cheerleader. I was already an athlete. I was a star volleyball player. So, that was easy to get in the crowd. But becoming a cheerleader just took me to a whole nother level and opened up a whole nother door. So, like I said, the beginnings that my husband had, I didn't have. We are actually a little opposite. He kind of like bad boy, good girl. I managed to get a hold so bad.
So how did you guys meet then? Since you're a bad girl.
Honey.
So
we're gonna get both stories.
She said she gonna get. Well,
I
can co-sign on the story. I started literally. I met my husband on Facebook.
What?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. I actually met Michael on Facebook, and I met him in a group that we not gonna talk about. We just gonna say the group was a little sketchy. It wasn't none of them regular groups. It was a little sketchy. But yeah, we met in that group, and I just, we just got to talking, and that's really you have to be able to hold a conversation. And sometimes these days, and I'm not saying all men, I'm just saying a lot of men don't know how to hold a conversation. My grandmother says when a man can hold a conversation with you and he can make you laugh, she said that's something that you need to really look into. She said, and have an intellectual conversation. She says not all the BS, as my grandmother used to say. She said, but actually can get to know you, get to know things about you, get to know your mind. He literally is and genuinely is interested in you. And that most definitely attracted me to Mike, because for once, it was nice to meet someone who wanted to know me.
Yeah.
Because normally, let's just be honest, it's always the physical first. Everybody sees the physical. Of course, he saw all the pictures on Facebook. And the good thing about me is a lot of my pictures were not doctored and boosted up. Yeah. So what you saw
is what you got.
So and whenever he saw new pictures of me, which was funny because he said, I love the fact that you put up new pictures.
You did say new.
New, not nude.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
not
nude. New pictures.
All right, okay.
He said, because, some people, they doctor up. They got all these things now where they doctor up pictures. And I would always just take a picture, find me the right kind of light, and then go on. I wouldn't doctor the pictures. So he did tell me, he said, that's one thing about you. I can't say you do look like you say you look like. And we talked a lot just on the phone, just like literally talked a whole lot. We actually lost each other for a while. And then we ended up getting back with each other, reconnecting once again on Facebook. And it was kind of crazy because it was like I was coming out of my relationship. I had been out of it for a while, and I had always told him, even when I was talking to him, I said, I don't deal with nobody who's in a relationship. At that time, he was in a relationship, and so was I too. But we were more of like comforters for each other. Like I was trying to tell him, hey, work it out. Because it's worth working out.
Is that what happens online? When you are the search engine?
Right.
Because, you go in there and you see somebody there, and when you start to engage in conversation, because, you can go on computer, you see all kind of people on there. The first thing is that your mind starts saying, looks like. They look like. We just had a dating game here a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
And we had two individuals.
Uh-huh.
We had a guy sitting here and we had a young lady sitting behind.
Right.
A podium back here so you couldn't see her. And we had an intimate conversation.
Right.
Without seeing one another. And so when you are talking to someone and you find them in one of those sites, in those sites, what is your perception about going forward with that? Are you just engaged in conversation? You looking for somebody?
So check this out. So he wants to know, and look, I know y'all can see me, right? So he wants to know, like, what really happened. That's what he's trying to say in the best terms he can. I'm telling you. So what happened was, I initially didn't come into this group looking for a wife. I'm just be totally honest, right? So during the time I was courting her, there was 4 other women that I was talking to that knew about each other. Everybody knew about each other, right? But what happened was, in the midst of me getting approached the usual way, the way most women are, she wasn't. There was a lot of conversation. There was a lot of, no, you can't get a picture like that. So I had to adjust in order to get to know her, to try and get what I wanted. Like, I'm not going to lie. I really still wanted this picture. I wanted to see what I was getting into if I chose her. But over time, us as men, when we start adapting to a woman and changing to get to know her, you start to understand where you fit in that perspective. So a lot of the women started turning me off, the other 4, and she started getting my attention more. So it started becoming, we're talking less on here and more on here. We're talking less on here and more on here, and we were back and forth getting to know each other through the hardships we were already going through in a relationship that we were already going through, right? And quickly to the beginning of our journey together, she hit me and said, hey, I want to come down and visit you in Chicago. I was like, all right, great, let's go ahead. So she gets down there instantly.
It starts off long. What I'm saying, it starts off long distance relationship.
It was 2 years. 2 years on Facebook, talking to each other back.
Why
we had never
y'all
seen
on the phone. Why y'all had to do Facebook? Y'all couldn't exchange numbers?
Yeah, no, we did the number too. Like, we were talking. It went from it went from Facebook to the number, right? So we were talking to each other for about a year and a half through the numbers. Work. Yeah, call at work, all type of stuff. So we had never seen each other till the day she got to Chicago. She get to Chicago. In her mind, she had brought a friend and everything just to make sure I was the guy who I said I was.
Yes, because she worked at American, and so she could fly at a whim.
She did that, and we were taking a chance. Sometimes you just have to take a chance to find out, because we had fell in love over the phone. So you take a chance, and when she got out, I was the guy that I said I was. I told her, when I see you, I'm gonna kiss you. Like, I don't care how tall you are, me and you gonna kiss. I got out the car, directly got right to her and gave her a big kiss. Said, let's go. Showed her the town for 3 days. We had an amazing time all through downtown Chicago. The day that she was leaving, she was sitting there, she was crying, and I was like, what's wrong? She said, now, I'm a guy of words. I come from a poet background, all that good stuff, so I'm a guy of words. She said, I wish you were coming home. So, in a man, a woman tell you, I wish you were coming with me, that's one thing, right? You just wish you'd come home with her. I wish I could stay, that's one thing. But when someone says they want you to come home,
home triggered.
Right, home is where you're supposed to be. So I told her that day, I said, when I come to Dallas, I'll come to stay. And literally when I came, that's the last time I lived in Chicago.
Well, I ain't mad at you, girl.
I did that.
Claim your man.
Something similar to the same thing. I did that. You know,
Right.
left, and then Dallas, well, Garland.
Yeah.
'Cause she couldn't have been in Dallas, but
Yeah.
Garland became my home.
Mhm.
And that was, that was it. So, but, I was just curious about that, because like you said, even though 2 years, and you're going back and forth, you're still not sure.
Yeah.
You're going into it. So sometimes people think that your relationship is going to be domestic, like anything 200 miles out.
Yeah.
It just ain't finna work.
It's not going to work all the time.
Right, it's not going to work. So, and like you said, it's a chance.
Oh, yeah. Life is a chance.
It's a chance.
Life is a chance. You wake up every day walking
Right.
out the house taking a chance. So why not take a chance on the person you're going to love? You never know who they're going to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Denise said, you worked that. I said, yeah, you did. You
Yeah, he didn't get what I was just one of the. My grandmother always told me you have to make them work just a little bit. She said you don't give them everything, you make them work a little bit. But that really was just off of how I was raised, because I wasn't gonna give him what everybody else was giving him, because it wasn't my character. So see, if it's not in my character, I didn't feel forced to send pictures and things like that, like the other females were doing, because I'm like, that's not me. You're not getting that. Okay, you're not getting that. And that's just how I felt. So it's like that he got exactly what he went for. And honey, you did leave out the most important part.
what was?
It always takes a woman to remember. He did propose to me before he made it back before he came to Dallas when he moved down there. He actually called me on his way from work. And I was at work, and he said, "You trust me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Will you marry me?" And I said, "Yes." What? I didn't blink. I didn't hesitate. I was like,
Because it takes a lot. Because like you said, a woman comes along and you loosen the shackles. That means that everybody else you're dating, they go away, and then you have to uproot.
Mm-hmm.
You have to uproot. Somebody does.
Yeah.
In a long distance relationship.
She wasn't going to do it at the moment, and I wasn't going to let her do it. She had issues where she was making sure that her mom was okay,
right,
and she was making sure that her aunt was okay. Moving her daughter at the time wasn't feasible, and I had to make a decision on whether or not if I wanted to leave my children in Chicago to go change my life and be better. And it was a great decision, because where I was at wasn't going to be stable enough at the time for me to build what I wanted to build at the moment.
Ashley says she want to know about the proposal. How you knew this person was the person?
Hey, Ashley, thank you so much for the question. Ashley is one of my friends from Chicago as well. So I was walking down the street. I was listening to music in my headphones, right? And I was listening to slow jams as usual. I'm an '80s baby, so I love me some R&B. I was probably listening to some Boyz II Men or something, and I was going through the thoughts in my head, like, is it okay? Like, could I see myself waking up to her? Like, the conversations we're having, do I want to have those every day? Is she making me feel comfortable enough? Because I've never in my life thought of any woman to give my name to. Like, I'm not gonna lie, before her, it was all about, we're gonna date, we're gonna have a little fun, but you need not to
get that close.
Yeah, you don't need to think about this last name. So in my mind, it was like, am I ready to give up my last name? Am I ready to go and settle down? And I thought about all the stuff I've done up until that point. Like, I've lived a life. When I found her, I had already lived a pretty, up and down, wherever I wanted to go. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. 'Cause there's nothing else. There's nothing else for me to do but to get married.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? It's time to try this. Like, and she's a decent woman. She has a great job. She's been on it for, at the time, it was like 15 years.
It was like 15 years. I've been on it 18 years. We've been married 5.
Oh yeah, so it'd be like 12. Then,
12
something
at
like
the
that.
time.
Yeah, so she was like 12 years on the job, stability. You know, she had a place, she had a car. There was nothing, and I already knew her 2 years prior, right? Because I've talked to her out of a relationship and in a relationship, so I knew how she act in a relationship. She wouldn't give me anything. She wouldn't give me that. So I was like, you know what? That's the type of woman I need. Let me go ahead and try it out. And that's what happened. Actually, I was thinking about all the things that could or couldn't happen, weighed my options, and was like, you know what? There's more good than bad. Let's work it out.
Right. Yep.
And Denise, Denise say there is nothing like a man that knows what he wants. Blessing to the both of you all. And you know that's right, because y'all's story is similar to ours. We did that 2-year dating long distance thing, and then
Yo, my proposal was by gunshot though.
Oh
right off the start. I said, I'm not gonna mess around with you.
well, I know
I'm
my
gonna
word.
be married,
In 2
and I'm not
years-
gonna mess around with you.
I said 2 years is long enough because I know who I am. I know my worth, and if you ain't
Yeah.
ready, I gotta
She
go.
said, "See, I'm not dabbling with you for two.
No,
If we don't know each other by that time, then
That wasn't a
we'll
gunshot.
never know each
That
other."
wasn't a gunshot, fella. That was
Yeah.
a double barrel
Double-barrel
shotgun.
shotgun.
Okay, she let it be known.
But all
That's all.
right, we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna take a break right quick and come
Because
back.
I am that lady.
Double barrel.
That's what the Ice Brother said. That's right. We'll be back in a minute. Going to break. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, we're live. This is My Better Half on PowerPlayRadioNetwork.com and Power TV. I'm your host, Kevin.
And I'm your girl, Ceva.
And you're listening to My Better Half
on PowerPlayRadioNetwork.com. And don't forget, you can listen to us on Fit. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you have any questions for our guest tonight, 469-996-0804 is the number to call in. And like I said, we have none other than Michael and Monique Burks here with us tonight. And he's a firecracker.
Come on, y'all. Come on now.
I told you tonight we're gonna talk about thoughts, and also we're gonna talk about the business that they're in together, how they support one another, because that's what we caught them at Pursuit Dallas working together. And so,
well, they were helping Mike. Chris Fisher.
Yeah, when I say work together,
mm-hmm.
They weren't in the same spot, but they was in the same place.
Yeah, they was in the same spot.
She
was in the tape, and he was standing at the tape.
Yeah, but they weren't in the same.
He said, not the spot. We was in the same space, but not the same spot. Yeah. That's how you're supposed to work, man.
Yeah, that's where you were. You'll be interviewing with us. We didn't know you had a better half. She was sitting over there.
Had to do work, and then I introduced her at the end. That's how she lets me do.
That's right. Now, but we have your bio, and you talked about being a.
Let's go through each brother. First, he's an author.
Am I? Yes, I am. So I'm on my second book, 2-time award-winning author. The second book right now is called Intentional Mindset. It's the ultimate guide to achieving deliberate success. I think a lot of people are not deliberate. They're not taking deliberate action towards their success. So take it for instance, everybody's seen a vision board before. People put a lot of these pictures up and they say, this is what I want to achieve. But no one breaks it down to see what it achieves that. So I'm in a mentorship group called Grindation. Big shout out to my boy Kendall Ficklin and the whole Grindation family. So he tells people, you say you want to make 6 figures, right? But you're looking at this big number and you're trying to take this big number. It's like drinking a gallon of water. You can't drink a whole gallon of water. You need to drink it 1 cup at a time. So in order to get 6 figures, you need to know that it's $8,333.35 per month. That means you need to make about $279 per day. So that means if I have a book, I need to sell 15 books at $20 a piece in order to make 6 figures. A lot of people just have what they want on the board, but they don't have what it takes to make that. They want what it looks like, but they don't want what it feels like. That's another saying of my mentor, Kendall Ficklin. They want the big stuff, but they don't want the work in between.
Well, see, instead of calling it a vision board, call it an action board.
And it's going to be bigger then, because now you got to take
some action.
Exactly.
Get that vision to work.
Exactly.
But the truth of your foundation, it says grind.
Grind.
That's the root word. It's a grind.
So, and I'm sorry, Kendall. I have to explain it for them because I'm not going to let it just happen, right? So, grindation. He put grind in there. Obviously, that's that thing you're doing every day, right? And ation is the foundation. So, the meaning of the whole community is the foundation of your grind. Like you're literally in the group trying to find the foundation of your grind. Why you're actually doing what you're doing. Why you're trying to achieve the dream you're trying to achieve. Why you're trying to be the person you're trying to become. Because just with trying to be the person you want to be, like a big author, a big speaker, make this big company, a radio station, you need to become a different person than you were before you started this, and you need to learn what that takes, and that's what you find in Grindation.
Right. I come from a architect background.
Oh, wow.
When you're getting ready to build something, you got to keep digging until you find something stable to hold that foundation. So I can understand what you're saying, because the picture that people put on the wall and say, "Oh, I want success." You're right. We don't necessarily break it down. Even school.
Right.
You say, "I want to graduate," but it's first grade, second grade, third grade.
Exactly.
Ain't no skip to it either.
Exactly. You cannot skip the steps.
Yes, you can't skip.
You can never skip steps in success. And I'm not the biggest coach, right? I coach people, I get them to a different level, but my mentor walks with people like Eric Thomas and all these guys, and he knows how to get people to the next level. So if you ever want to find out, what it takes to get to success on a different level, go to grindation.com, contact Kendall Ficklin, man, and I guarantee you He'll assess your life, show you the direction, and from there it's all about you moving your feet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That remind me of what I just told you the other day. Want me to tell you again what I told you?
Man, tell me again so I can write it down.
You remember those, write it down. I told you that a lot of times when you're just about to step into your purpose, it's like being pregnant.
Oh yeah.
You have to prepare,
right,
because you're going to be uncomfortable in the process, because it's a process you got to go through. So then, just like the seed be planted,
right,
and then you got to nourish it,
Right.
and then when it comes time for you to birth it, you're going to become uncomfortable.
That is awesome. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all, I've been waiting for her to say that so I can write it back down, man.
So then that's how
it's
your
hers.
purpose comes.
You know the thing about my better half?
Yes.
Is how you rub off on each other.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it
got,
rubs off.
They got rubbed.
Yeah.
They got rubbed.
It happens with me and her a lot of times. Mm-hmm. Things that she do that I had to implement in my life, and things that I do rub off on her. So we kind of utilize each other, as they say, iron sharpens iron.
Right.
Excuse me. They use it for men, but I think it holds truth in a marriage as well. Like I really think in a marriage, iron sharpens iron is good, because you're not going to be able to know what to do all the time. She's there for your helpmate, for your partner, so you're going to need to rub together to get that friction, to understand how things work. And if fire comes about from it, you just need to understand that fire is for a purpose, just don't get burned.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I remember, growing up, and especially, when we were growing up back in the 50s, the 60s and 70s, we always look for a leader.
Yep.
We always look for a leader. And I thought about that recently, and I started counting the leaders that I had. Don't ask for one. Don't ask for a leader. You need multiple leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them spend certain times in your life. Some spend longer, but you got multiple people. Whether it's teachers, coaches, ministers, you're gonna have a lot of leaders. Don't look for a leader. Yeah. Because then you become one-dimensional in that person. You have lots of leaders that transform your life.
Exactly. And that's key in finding out who fits where. Right. Like you can't put someone who's an entrepreneur in the space where you need to be spiritual. Right. You can't put a person who's spiritual in the place where you need to learn financial freedom. You know what I mean? It's like you have to find out where everybody's place is. And that's with anything, like even in a household. Right. As a husband and wife, you need to know what your place is in the household to make it work. Like everybody, it's a wheel. It's a cog wheel, right? And every cog wheel joins together with each other. If you're out of place, the whole structure is out of place and it won't work right. The clock won't never tick. You'll be in one place. So everybody needs to find out where they put themselves and stay in that place and work hard.
Chris got a question for you. He said, who is Mike Burks becoming, and how does your partner fit into the process and who you are becoming? Okay, Chris, you gonna answer?
Chris, nice question. So the person that Mike Burks is becoming is a world leader. My mission, my goal, a lot of people have a big vision board about they want these cars and everything like that. I'm literally on a mission to help 100 people this year get to where they want to be. And one of the first people on that list is my wife, right? So what I do on a daily basis is put time into her. She's in school right now, right? When it's time to do work with her, it's time to do work with her. I'll help her with tests. I will help her with assignments. I will sit there and help her through school when it's time to help her through school. She's working on her second song, which I'm sure you'll talk about later. When she's going through that, I've been around the music industry, so I'm helping her with production. I'm that extra ear to let her know what's going on. I'm helping out with where vocals need to go. I'm helping out with promotions and all that stuff and how the cover should look. So the where it fits in is it's always about legacy, right? It's about legacy, what you're leaving behind. On my tombstone, I don't want it to be, here lies Mike Burks, ... No, I need it to be, here lies Mike Burks, great father, great husband, great leader, philanthropist, entrepreneur. He gave this to his children. Everything that I'm supposed to be doing, that we grew up was supposed to be doing,
Right.
like we've been taught for many years when we were younger on how to leave things for your family. That's what I want to do. I want to make sure that my children's children's children, all her bloodline, all my bloodline, never see what financial aid look like.
Right. And like I said, there's a lot of people that I met, with similar backgrounds. And it's, it talks about, the time from the cradle to the grave. That's the dash that's in the middle.
Yeah.
That speaks a lot about you. It's not the 2 years on both sides.
Yeah.
So I know I saw in your bio where you talked about being a thought leader, and that just really kind of like blossomed and opened up a lot of things.
Yeah.
Where I was thinking about, because that is one thing that is a benefit and a hindrance.
Yeah.
It's a person's thoughts.
Uh-huh.
You probably can go out there and move that building
I believe I can.
than you can a person's thoughts a lot of times.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people are settled in thought. So when you say I'm a thought leader, is it that you are when you're leading, are you breaking down their present thoughts?
Right. So
Or you bringing to light their past
I'm pioneering all new thinkers. People to step out of their box, step out of what they've been thinking all this time. So look, when you said it, and I'm gonna break it down to you, this is a thought leader right here. You said, talking about moving that building, right? I believe I can move it. You wanna know how I'm gonna move it? I'm gonna tear it down first, and I'm gonna move it brick by brick to another location in order to make the same building, if not better, this time in my own vision. So what happens is you need to understand whatever you're doing, whatever obstacle that you're trying to get past, whatever big thing you're trying to move in your life, it's not about moving the whole big thing. You can't lift it up all by yourself. There's no way you can do that. I don't care if you get help with other people, there's no way you can do that. What you do is you take one brick and you take it from there and you lay it perfectly in another place where you want to move it. And you do that until the whole building is in the next location, and then it's moved and it's in your own vision.
Okay. Is that what happened? Because we just talked about relationship. Is that what happened in a relationship? Somebody tears it down and moves it to another location?
Unfortunately, a lot of times, a lot of people in your life that tear you down, right? Like they will tear you down in order to build you the way you were meant to be for the person you're supposed to be with, right? So I went through relationships where they tore me up. They tore her up. She's been through countless amounts of relationships while I was talking to her that tore her up mentally, emotionally, things of that sort. But she didn't use those things as her graveyard. It wasn't a whole bunch of bricks that I saw when I came to see her. There was a new building that I saw when I came to her. That's why she was attracted to me. So in a relationship, there's going to be some times where the building is destroyed. There's going to be some times where you see just a lot of bricks. But in order to get inside of there, if it's both of you, you take both of your bricks, both of your broken pieces, and you build a new home.
Build a new home. Hey, it's 10 minutes after the hour in Dallas, 8 o'clock.
The top of the hour.
What we got?
Oh.
Top of the hour.
Top of the hour. Top of the hour.
I'm looking at the
Top of the hour.
Okay.
It's okay.
The clock's a little while.
It's okay.
Okay, and it's 6 in Los Angeles, and on the East Coast, in the Big Apple, it's 9 o'clock. In Tokyo, 10 o'clock, and we're at 4 o'clock in Lagos.
Man, Lagos.
Oh, yeah. Lagos.
Anybody in Lagos? Come talk to us. Log in now.
Okay, and we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with our couple. And
'cause Marvin Gaye say, I want you. I don't even know how that song goes.
okay, you don't even know that. That's the B side of the
I
CD.
don't know how that goes.
We'll be right back. Hey, we're back live on My Better Half, PowerPlayRadioNetwork.com and Power TV. I'm your host, Kevin.
And I'm your girl, Ceva.
And you're listening to My Better Half
On PowerPlayRadioNetwork.com. And don't forget, you can listen to us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's fit, you guys. So you can go and listen to us there and look at us live. And we have some shows, more shows that are on Power Play. We have, who's that, Mocha Marriage with Jasmine, the first and third Monday. Cigars, Cognac, and Conversation with Tyrone Locke, second and fourth Monday from 9 to 11. And we also have Talk to the Hand is back with Lady P, second and fourth Thursdays from 7 to 9. And one more, we have Minds in Motion with Dr. Ann Capel. And a new show, In Bed with Stacy and Tracy, the first and third Sundays, you guys.
9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And Millennium Conversations. Dante.
So, you guys come and join.
And
Come and join.
You're listening to My Better Half with Kevin and Ceva, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Tuesday.
Boy, you don't say that like that.
Hey, with the arrows on there.
No, you don't say that like that, though.
What you supposed to say?
You're supposed to say, and you come listen to My Better Half with Kevin and Ceva every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m.
Tell them.
That would be who you are.
You got it.
Amen.
Teach you how to do it
That's
right.
how you say that. Because what I tell you guys out there, we the #1 dog show. So keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. But Monique,
Yes.
sweetheart.
Yes.
Okay, you was born in Dallas. And Monique, you guys, is a singer-songwriter, entertainer, right here from y'all state, y'all city, Dallas, Texas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So Monique, what made you start singing? How did you get into that?
Wow, you know, I got into singing, like, I think a lot of people typically always say, you know, well, I was from the church, you know, but literally I did find myself in the church. Like, honestly, it was a choir director who just heard me playing around singing. And they was like, you should be in the choir. And I was like, no, I shouldn't be in the choir. I just like singing. It was like, no. So, you know, when you're a little kid, they always push you into doing it. And I was a little rebellious at first because I would just get up in there and just sing any old kind of way. And it wasn't until she pushed me to sing a solo one time, I was real mad. But the funny thing about it is, like, I really liked the song. And it was funny because it was Yes, Jesus Loves Me. So I was just freestyling, Yes, Jesus Loves Me, you know, and she says, you can keep a tempo. She said, you got something. She said, if you just let me work with you. And so I was like, okay, you know, because I had told my mom about it. My mom was like, well, girl, you ain't face sang, and I'm like, okay, because I was always wondering who was the singer in my family, because I really didn't grow up, you know, seeing some of the singers, but I didn't realize after my mother told me that I did have some family members that were singers and songwriters. So my mama said, you got the gene. She said, because I played sports, and I played sports. I was good at sports, but we didn't expect for me to start singing. And that's where the gift came from. It literally came from me being pushed into choir, and then just pushed to do a solo. And then I just it was a reverse effect, you know what I'm saying? After a while, it was like, girl, you can sing, and so my head started saying, okay, girl, you can sing, so do something with it, try and do something with it. So I just kind of fell in love with it from there.
But you know, that's not only a push, they're pushes. Because they had to push you, you know, even get up, sing, push you into the choir, push to the next stage, push to the next stage. So a lot of times people don't go rolling. We don't necessarily go rolling because we don't have that kind of mindset a lot of times.
Yeah.
That's why I've talked about leaders. People are pushing you. Sometimes you lead from the back. Sometimes people push you into things, into places you believe you wasn't supposed to be. So that's what happens. You get pushers in your life, and they push you to different types of levels. Unfortunately, you know, drug pushers do that too. You know, they push you, and they push you till you become what? Addicted.
Yeah.
Addicted to it. So you have people in your life, you know, like if you're addicted to success, some people push you to become that. So you become that person. Okay, you know what? You know, I believe I can make 6 figures. When you was so happy to make your check was $700. Now you look and say,
Man.
you know. So somebody pushed you there. You just didn't walk up there. Somebody pushed you. Whether it was life situations, somebody pushed you
You
there.
got addicted to singing?
Yeah, I did.
That's right.
So, where you get this Mobaloo? What is that
Ah.
derived from? I was like, okay, name Monique Burks.
You know, my name
What
has
was
been
that
a couple of
derived from?
names because I was mahogany blue. I was all kind of blues. But, you know, believe it or not, I have to give a little credit to that, to my brother. Because my brother was trying to help me keep my name, you know, at the same time and just kind of make it, you know how you want to jazz your name up, you know. So he literally came up with, he said, well, Mo, you can blow. And he said, you know what? Mo Blue. And I was like, yeah. And we just spelled it differently. Instead of B-L-U-E, we spelled it B-L-U-E. So we just E-U, I'm sorry. So we just changed the spelling of it. And it's pretty much the first, you know, couple letters of my
I
name.
think that
Which
Mo
is Mo.
was your first name.
And
I
then
was like, what's the
we
blue?
just, you know, because I can blow. So he said instead of blow, we use blue. So that's how Mo Blue came about, and it just stuck with me. People liked it because it was so much better than mahogany blue. It was because when I was searching, there were a lot of mahogany blues. I wanted mine to be different. And when I did Mo Blue and I did a lot of searching on it, I'm like, don't see a lot on that name. So I'm like, that's how I came. So I have to shout out to Charles Roberts, my brother, because he the one who helped me come up with that name, and I done stuck with it ever since.
I literally heard that story for the first time right now.
Really?
Yeah,
You didn't know how
yeah.
she got that?
Yeah, we dragged that out of there.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, you know, since we're talking about leaders, you know, and a lot of times people come on here, we have singers on here, and they talk about, you know, people that inspire. Inspiration comes from leaders. So when people sitting up there in their bedroom and say, you know, I was inspired by Whitney and so on and so. So when you're taking, what did you take from that? Because sometimes you take leaders and train off of their talents. You know, because now you setting the standard. So you get Mary J. Blige and Whitney Houston, you set the standards out here.
Right.
You know, it's not like Sister Clark down at church. You setting the standard here that you're practicing every day to, you know, achieve. You know, Christina Aguilera said that she said I played her constantly.
Yeah.
He said because that's the standard that I wanted to achieve. I was singing, but my singing was here.
Right.
He said, but I wanted to sing on that type of stage where she was, so she literally practiced that. So when you say I was inspired, those people, what leadership, what was the leadership of their talent that really caught you, and you said, okay, out of all these people, all these women that sing, why her, why Whitney, why Keisha Cole, why?
Well, I have to go back to my era when I was growing up, and believe it or not, Anita Baker was a big inspiration for me when it came to singing. Because I know everybody. I mean, because I can sing. So I'm pretty versatile when it comes to singing. I have learned to adjust my voice. Like I can handle some Whitney songs, I can handle some Mariah songs, but I know where my range lies. So I am more of a Mary J. Anita Baker. But I grew up listening to Anita Baker, and that woman.
What's your best Anita Baker song? See, you know what? Because
You know I was getting ready to ask her.
I knew it was coming.
Don't mess with
You know I was getting ready to
Don't mess with me when it comes down
you
to
took
music.
that out of my mouth because you know I was getting ready to come.
What's your best one?
I have always loved this one, and I'm gonna sing it because I want y'all to tell me which one it is. But she says, "Oh, but when we touch, I love the way it feels. Every time you're near me, my poor heart just won't keep still. No doubt about it that this love I feel is real. Ask me to go with you, you know I will. Hold me near, hold me tight. Only you can make it real, only you make it alright. Just let me know that I am special to you, my angel."
Okay. That was good. That wasn't the song I was talking about, but that was good though. That was good. Because you know what she is. I like the positiveness of her catalog. You know, everybody had, you know, their thing. That's why I always talked about, you know, people you're attracted to. You know, Whitney talked about the man she couldn't have. Right. Last night song about her divorce. Oh, yeah. Aretha talked about the guy that was dogging her out. Right. You know, the good. Yeah. You know, you're cheap. You know, so they have the singing from their history. So when you're singing, you're taking those, you know, out of what background pain are you developing your catalog around? So if you say Anita Baker, so I'm pretty sure you got a positive catalog. Yeah. You know,
well, actually, no, not the first album. Yeah. If you would look at her first catalog from what she wrote the first time, her first album, Why, it was more of My Life. Pain. It was like My Life from Mary J. Blige. It was about the pain that she went through with a relationship, and every song was a different picture of the relationship and what situation she went through, and that was the album that I actually met her on Why. So yeah, I got a chance to see it and hear her sing it from a musical standpoint. It was amazing. Like, so her first catalog, yeah, it was about pain and what she went through, and now she's doing. I would hope that she's writing about a little bit more joy in her life. A little bit more joy.
And I rather literally would have liked my first CD to be about love, because I always fantasized about being in love. But unfortunately, I went through so much pain. That's why my CD was called Why. It was just like, why is all this going on? Like, why is these cats treat me like this? I mean, I know I'm a good chick.
What did you keep running into?
You know, one of my songs on that CD is called Never No More. And it's literally about, Michael is actually my second marriage. I was married once before. And that song is literally about saying, I'm not going to deal with this no more. It's like, you know, I done been through this storm. I done been through this rain. I gave you all this time. You cheated on me. You did this, yada, yada, yada. And I just said to myself, that's probably why it took me so long to get back in a new relationship, because I was 6 years, almost 7 years single. Even though, you know how you think you're in those relationships, but you're not really in those relationships. It's just mess. It's just you doing you. That's why another song on there is called Can't Stop the Heat. That was me literally wilding out, because I was out with my girls. We was having a good time in the club, and I was doing me. So it's like transitions. One of the songs was called Secrets, talking about how women keep secrets too. But I was talking about this particular cat. He was just good at keeping secrets. He was a womanizer, and he literally would tell you what he wanted to tell you. Get them draws. It's just the way he was. So it's like I broke all of those. Unfortunately, there was not one happy song on that CD. I was literally depressed, but I made the best music, because I had a lot of people at the time. I had a lot of people rotating my songs on internet, radio internet. They was and people were requesting the songs, and they were buying it off of iTunes, because I had it on iTunes. And I was very surprised, because honestly, I don't think that was my best work.
You know, what I'm saying, it's an honest work, and like I said, the women that have that, they have staying power, because those are the ones that open up, you know, their life on wax. And so they're staying power. You know, Glass not gonna be here forever, you know, because she opened up by her divorce and stuff. So, you know, neither one of us, midnight trains, all that kind of stuff, it's her story. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of times people don't know where you are. You're all over the map. Now, I'm singing a disco song. I'm saying you're all over the map. I don't know, you know, we don't know where you are. And so when you have that kind of catalog, like Anita Baker and all that kind of stuff, that's truthful writing. You know, it's truthful writing. So sometimes stuff comes from the heart. But like I said, when you go into another chapter of your life, and you get ready to sing, then you close the door on one, and you open another door. And you come out with that.
I actually would have to disagree with you just a little bit. And the only reason I'm disagreeing is because of where I am in my life now. And even though I talked a lot about pain in the very first CD I did, I literally went through a phase where I felt like I couldn't. Unfortunately, I have to say this because I need to say it in order to get y'all to understand where I'm coming from. I lost my mother like 2 years ago, and I shut down. I could not write. I did not want to write. I just could not. And it wasn't until August of last year that God literally woke me up out of my sleep And I wrote a song for the first time, and I wrote it in less than 35 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually a gospel song. I have never wrote gospel, ever. I remember when I tried to write gospel, God hit me across my hand and said, girl, stop, you're not ready for me. Put the pen down. But I'm so used to writing songs like that, because most of that first CD, I wrote out of my sleep. I wrote on my way to work. I wrote at work. I was always out. It was never when I was at rest. So that's literally this particular song that I'm finishing and I'm getting mixed and mastered is totally different from Why. And it's also a gospel song. I don't feel like I've lost my R&B roots. I just feel like I'm in another era, another genre, of music.
When you see the other thing about this is like, the book that my wife wrote, I always talk about, people say, well, it wasn't a plan right. And sometimes you say, yeah, you know what, I sit down and I wrote this thing, and, I always tell people about when you're writing books and stuff like that, where it comes from, they're ghostwriters. You say, well, who's your ghostwriter? The Holy Ghost.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
So sometimes things come out of nothing. That's what God does. He create things out of nothing. So you can't take credit. So you can look back and say, I wrote this out of pain because of all these things that happened. So I penned my words down. But when you wake up and then the song is there, and you're writing this, and how am I writing this?
Right.
That's what I mean. So things come out of things are created sometimes like that, and people can't really take credit because they don't know where it came from. So when people ask you anything, I don't know. I just woke up and all I know is it's like you comatose, and all I know is I just started writing this here and it came out, song, and you can't even really remember the beginning of it. All you know is I didn't go to sleep, pen and pad, but I woke up, pen and pad.
Anything like that, I believe it was meant for someone else, right? So, granted, she's writing a song, and this is her first gospel song and everything like that. I believe in anything, like with books, with anything that you're creating that's going to be left behind, it's not meant for you,
right?
And it may not be meant for your family. It may be meant for someone down the line that's going to hear it, that's eventually going to get out of a situation that they're in. So, I'm not the most spiritual person, but I understand the Bible, and I've been in church a lot. God orchestrates a lot of things to where I need you to create something because this person 10 years from now is going to go through something, and I need what you did and what you went through to show them that they can get through it as well. And I think that's why it was time for her to write that. Like, Mo, you're going through something real heavy right now. I need you to go through it, and after you go through it and you learn about it, I need you to write it, because somewhere down the line, your daughter may go through it, your daughter's daughter may go through it, or somebody else is connected to you some type of way may go through it, and the story behind your song will get you over the top. And I believe with anything, even my books, I believe it's not just for me. Yeah. Like, it's for my kids down the line to understand who their father was, how to create legacy, and to continue the legacy of my name. It's not, I'm not writing books. I mean, granted, I love people purchasing my books. I absolutely love it. But for the most part, I want my children's children, grandchildren to pick the book off the shelf, be like, I'm going to read what Granddaddy said. Right. And then I'm going to go on these videos on YouTube, and I'm going to see what my granddad was talking about, and I'm going to learn something from him, and hopefully this will trigger the gene pool to go up and more with the legacy that we got going on. So,
well, that's why the Bible talks about things written aforetime, or written for our learning. It's just like the other day I was watching TV. I don't want to talk politics, but Trump's talking about Andrew Jackson. Yeah. And talking about Lincoln. He could have negotiated war and all that kind of stuff. Somebody pulled out a book. Somebody pulled out a book that was written aforetime. Yeah. They said that's not why the Civil War started. Because if not, we have to rely on that. Yeah. See. That he's up there, and you got the Congress library up there, and you ought to be, maybe you know what you're talking about. No, somebody picked up a book. Yeah. And that guy said, you know what, we can all read. He said, and that's not what happened.
That's what information is about.
Yeah, because what's going to happen is, if you don't leave books, if you don't leave the truth, your kid's going to hear lies. Yes. They're going to hear lies and fables, and if they can't pull something off the shelf that says, no, in the beginning that wasn't so.
And if you're not the first prophet in your home with the information needs to get told, then your children will always listen to someone else.
That's right.
Exactly.
So when it comes down to music and hurt and how to get through it and all those things, she's the prophet in that part of it. When I'm talking about building legacy and being a man and learning how to structure your household to go a certain direction, that's my information. They'll be left behind for years. Like someone may pick up my book 20, 30, 40 years from now and be like, what's this about? And they're going to see the intentional mindset, and they're going to shift and do something for their family. And that's what it's all about. Like for me, I write the book so that someone 30, 40, 50 years from now can pick it up and be like, who is this guy, Mike Burks?
Right.
Look me up, check my YouTube page out, see my website, be like, who's his son? I have a son by the name of Michael Burks that I can leave everything to. And if I leave what I know in him, he can continue on what I left off.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not when I die, I'll never die.
Yeah, you'll never die.
I'll be 6 feet under and I'll still be above board.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, you want to. I always talk about a saying that's in the Bible where two men, and he said, "Before I leave, ask for me what you want in me." A lot of times we look at, being benefactors of material things. I want a car. I want this here. I want that. He said, "I want a double portion of your spirit."
Man, that's awesome.
That's what he said. So this person here, Elijah did 7 miracles. Elisha did 14. I want a double portion of your spirit. And I really believe that's what I really asked in my mother, because she was the most truthful person I've met. And I wanted a double portion of that because I saw the respect that she had and she demanded, and how people were drawn to her. So you teach kids that. Find somebody gifted and say, what do you want? I'm hanging around you because I want a double portion of what you got. That spirit.
Yeah, he up in there right now, right? He up in there? Like we almost gonna get up in there right now because that's serious right there.
Let me see who's calling.
Oh, we got a caller.
My better half on Power Play Radio. Hi.
Speaker.
Can I help you? No, you can't curse on this show. Hold on.
And Angela.
You who now?
Who is this Monique?
Yes, this Monique. Who is this?
This Benny, man. I don't know.
Oh, Lord Jesus, help us, Lord. Benny, this is a wholesome showdown. Keep it PG.
So, do you have a question for? Well, he already asked because he cursed. Already told me no. So, who is Billy? Who are you, Billy?
Benny.
Who are you, Benny? What are you?
Get the name right. This Benny Thompson.
Oh,
Benny
God.
Thompson.
Yes, Jesus.
Yeah.
He's one of my
I'm
classmates.
anything Monique and Mr. Burks do. So, what's going on?
You have a question for Miss Monique or
This
either
guy,
Michael?
Yeah, when I'm gonna get my money?
He a jokester, y'all. He is always joking around.
Is that what you just want to call and say hi?
No, I was just speaking to my folks.
Because I don't know how to tell you how to get your money from them. So you might have to catch them on the street.
Oh, Lord help us.
But thank you for calling. Catch them on the street and get your money. Bye.
Look, Benny.
Y'all better not let y'all. What you calling them people?
Benny is
Hey,
crazy.
we got them real
man.
people. Them
Benny
real
is crazy.
Yeah, them people that be looking for their money.
Oh my God, he's not really looking for no
He's
money.
not
He's
really,
just
that
talking,
is just
man.
how he is. Benny is like, he
Jesus.
always say something sideways. But that's my boy. I've been knowing Benny since high
Brother
school.
said it's deep.
Class 91, y'all stay at home. Nobody call in. Put your questions on the board.
We screening those.
Yeah,
We won't do
yeah.
live anymore.
Yeah, because you scared me, man. I don't want something up here
Can I
getting
curse?
us. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding,
At
Benny.
least
Just
he asked.
kidding. Thank you for calling, Benny.
But financially, a lot of times I think the ball got dropped somewhere in a couple of decades, transferring that information to our kids. And and my brother has just signed on. He was a thinker like that young. I remember when we were growing up, I'm sitting up here, I'm watching he watching 60 Minutes. Every Sunday evening he's watching 60 Minutes. What you watching 60 Minutes for? Every evening. Now I see.
Yeah.
Because he got information from that. Oh, he watched other stuff too.
Yeah.
But he always watched 60 Minutes. and then it spurred, his desire to know more about finance.
Yeah.
So, but people wouldn't sit still to hear.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
I was one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
They wouldn't sit still, but he just going on silently, going on, whoever will listen, and now people are looking like, how did you get there? Mm-hmm. But I told him the same thing I'm telling him. I said, you know what? I said, people have itching ears now.
Yeah.
They didn't back then, so don't look at it like, anybody want to hear,
Right.
But they got itching ears now. But he had leaders. He's a police officer. He had leaders that taught him how to do this here, but they did it silently because we thought, hey man, nobody want to hear us.
Yeah, and now because like you said with the itching ears, that's the new. A lot of people don't understand that's the new civil rights movement. There's nothing you can do to government. All that walking, marching, it's over with. That doesn't work anymore. They don't care about that. All that fighting and tearing up your neighborhood, you're just looking stupid. What really hurts people of power is dealing with their money and messing with their power. Right. So what you do is you go out and inform yourself with the people that understand financial literacy, and don't go out here and try and build the next Black Wall Street. Just build your own legacy. Mm-hmm. And your legacy will build itself along the way. If everybody focused on their homes, I worry about everybody else's home. I'm worried about your pockets. I can't worry about her pockets. Yep. If everybody build their own pockets for their own family, one by one, literally in the process, that will be brick by brick and build a new foundation. I didn't learn about financial literacy till about 2 years ago. I was horrible with money. Horrible. And I'm just now getting to the point. I'm just now getting to the point where I'm learning how to properly manage the money in the household, properly manage my personal finances, properly manage the business finances, learning what it is to have a proper business that is compliant with state and federal laws. Like I'm learning that now. But like your brother had the itching ears earlier because that was for him earlier. Because of now, and it's almost too late for some people, we get the itching ears now because we feel the pressure. Right. We feel the pressure on our communities. We feel the pressure on our families, and we know that the people with power are the people with money, and we're trying to rush to the money. Whereas we should have took our chances and got it earlier on. You know what I mean? I'm
glad you said something like that because, like my husband said that about finances. For the longest we went to a meeting that they had, and a lot of people wanted to know how to protect their estates before they pass away.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like you said, a lot of times our children are not taught finance in the home, and so they become victims of their environment. Mm-hmm. So I told my husband, I said, there's got to be a way to help individuals financially and teach them about finance. So what I did, I was sitting at the table, don't write, never did write, but I was doing a lot of writing because of my job, working for the federal government for 30-some years. So I did write, and then being a police officer, I had to write, so I had to know how to write correctly and properly and things like that.
Yeah.
So I sat at home, and I did this. Is there order in the house? That means get your house in order, and it has to do with leaving a legacy for your family.
Wow.
Just like you said. So this is what we teach our kids, how to leave a legacy.
I literally am working on that right now. Everything that I'm learning about business finance, house finance, all these things that have to do with building the real legacy in the home, I'm putting that in a short book, and it's going to be in the household. Like it's going to be left for everyone alongside of whatever they need. So I think you guys are getting ready for a break, right?
Yeah, we'll come back. We're going to keep our conversation about financial literacy, and we're going to take a break right now.
Excellent.
And get on the Love Train, come function,
Ooh,
and we're going to take a break.
That's my song, man.
We're going to get on the Love Train.
Yes.
We'll be back.
Network.com. I'm your host, Kevin.
And I'm your girl, Ceva.
And you've been listening to My Better Half
On PowerPlayRadioNetwork.com. And you also heard us on Fit. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we also gave you a number to call in, at the beginning of the show. And we did have a call in, and thank you, Benny. But you guys, I hope y'all have been enjoying the show. And we have, and I learned a little bit about something while I was on break. And I'm going to do that. So you guys, you know what? Coming in about the next month, me and my husband going to do a financial class. Because we just got an idea from Mr. Thought Leader himself. So we're going to do a financial class every month. And, hey, I thought the camera, I don't know. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. And we'll tell you the place, the date and the time, so you guys can learn how to build your wealth with us.
Yeah. And one of the most interesting things we were doing tonight was really, revealing that, a lot of times we think positive people are scary.
Mm.
How you wake up positive every day?
Yeah.
How you wake up just, because we were starting to eat drama. It's like an appetite.
Yeah.
Negative appetite. That's what we got. So sometimes you have to, like you said, in your own home.
Yeah.
You got to control your surroundings within your wall.
Because we're desensitized.
That's right. Because you've been talked about when you're controlling. I know that there are a lot of banks. People build banks around the neighborhood, and the method that you're talking about is create your own bank, build your own bank in your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we didn't have that bonanza syndrome.
Mm.
You know how bonanzas they was on the Ponderosa.
Yeah.
But they kept building the wealth of the Ponderosa because we lead upon the Rosa.
Yeah.
And we go way over here in the Death Valley.
Well, we've been a selfish breed for a very long time. It was put into our minds and into our culture, right? So I'm working on a book. I'm not going to finish it yet. It's not in my heart yet, but it's called Revisiting the Letter, and it's about the Willie Lynch effect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And some of the things that he taught us are not being whipped into us, but it's become part of our culture so much that we're selfish. We don't think about leaving something for our child. We don't think about what we should leave for our wife if in fact we die at some unfortunate accident or whatever like that. We don't think about that because we're always about it's me, it's my goals, and what I'm trying to do. And we have to start thinking about each other because nobody else is thinking about us.
Right. Because that's another thing. Even in her other book, we talked about finance. We talked about finance, but we talked about it even in dating. Even in dating. Wasting time. If you got somebody, a man's mission is to take care of you while you're here and after he's gone.
Yeah.
But I heard brothers say, I'm not worried about that. I ain't leaving nothing because somebody else gonna come in and pick it up. Because that's what I'm saying is that's the way we think about it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, I want her to be taken care of when I'm leaving. I got other stuff I'm gonna be worried about.
Exactly.
But I want to make sure she's taken care of. And so sometimes families are dismantled.
Yeah.
Because that's like, why are you wasting time with this guy? Why are you shacking with this guy?
He worried about the wrong thing.
He's not leaving you. He's not working right now.
Yeah.
And he ain't leaving you nothing.
So and let me help you brothers out there. One, you worried about the wrong thing. Because if you did what you were supposed to do as a man while you were alive, she will never find a man that will take your legacy and do something stupid with it. Period.
Right.
She would choose a man. My mentor, again, I talk a lot about him. He talks a lot about, we're in this group called G-Man, and it's about building each other up, right, as a man. And he says, a crooked stick doesn't know it's crooked until it sees a straight stick.
Exactly.
Right? So when your wife sees a straight stick, and she understands what it looks like to live with a straight stick, when you die, she's not going to go back to a crooked stick. She's going to find, because now she has something to look at, and she's going to put it up against that next guy and be like, that fits the bill.
Right.
Because now she understands what my husband left to me. If I'm a woman, I need somebody to lead me, which means he needs to understand finances, he needs to understand the home, he needs to understand how the structure goes, and he needs to lead me in the same direction that my previous husband left me in, if she wants to find another one. Because you might be just that good that she don't want to find nobody else.
No, I'm saying. You just might not want to be bothered.
Exactly.
Because after you've invested so much time and so you don't want to do that again. So nah.
Well,
It'll be a wrap for me.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. It'll be a wrap for me.
Me too.
I put the Lou Rawls effect on her.
Oh man!
Oh, no.
I wish I had Lou.
Look out now.
You'll never find.
She say what?
Another love like mine. I put the Rawls effect on her. Ain't nobody coming.
Hey, that's jacked up. I didn't do the Lou Rawls. I picked the Barry White effect. I went to the Secret Garden instead.
I can't stand him.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good working with you guys. I love this.
Because I was sitting over here trying to think, what could we get?
Be on the fly.
It wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't a Mariah Carey song.
No, most definitely wasn't.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the important thing. The important thing is when they call to order men. Even a Million Man March. You got a Million Man, you should have said something about finance. Well, no, I'm saying when you have that,
what you're saying. Like,
you better say something because our problem now.
I can't remember nothing about the Million Man March.
I know,
except for there was a bunch of men there.
Yeah,
that's it.
But what I'm saying is when you're talking about something, talk about the push.
Yeah. And it goes back to what I talk about with an intentional mindset and being deliberate. Yeah. You got this huge march with all these men here to listen to you, and nothing got taught. They just there to listen to hear you speak about how we need to march against each other, with each other. We need to stand together. Give us some principles on how to get together. Right. Show us some things on how to be a better man. Show us some things on how to be a better husband to our. Show us some things on how to build some money in our community instead of just talking all the time. All these leaders who grew up with us, Martin Luther King, he gave us something, right? He gave us a dream to look at. People like, I'm sorry, I'm from Chicago, but Mr. Operation Push himself never have given us anything tangible to take back to the hood and be like, let me go build something. He just gave us a lot of talk. And a lot of people right now there's just a lot of talk, so look, and I always talk about this, right? There's 4 major gears in a car. 4 major gears. There's park, reverse, neutral, and drive. A lot of men out there are in park. They don't want to do nothing with their life. They're exactly happy with where they are on their couch. And that's fine with me. That's good. There's some people that are in reverse. We know about these people. We hear about them on the news all the time. Completely in reverse in their life. Doing things backwards. Mm-hmm. And then there's people in neutral. And those are our leaders. They're in gear. You can push the gas all you want. And it's a lot of and that car can't go nowhere.
But neutral don't go up.
It don't. At all. It's back. It will roll backwards. Right? And it needs someone to push it forward. Right? So a lot of us really need to get in drive. And how do we get in drive? We need the leaders to show us this, and this, the steps in order to get there. And that's what I'm trying to do in my life right now. To show my children, who can show their children, who can show other people how to get in drive and get forward in their life because we're way too stagnant.
I think it's time for all this chaos to stop. You know what I'm saying? Because especially with our men. And I'm not just pinpointing men. I'm just saying that a lot of men they're not being taught. Like, and it's just my opinion. It's just that they... because I love my husband, but there are a lot of things that he taught me, and there are a lot of things that I had to teach him, especially coming from the environment that he was coming from. Because, see, I came from a stable home. I came from a woman who taught me about finances. But he's taught me a lot that I didn't know, especially when he came in and took over my 401k and just sent it up here. But those were things I didn't know. So we feed off each other and we teach each other. And I think if more relationships would be like that, and then keep the people out, and you two learn to work together, I think that black, and I'm just talking about black families, I think we could be a lot stronger. Right. I think we're too busy looking at, like you said, what's on TV and the drama that's on TV, and we're thinking that that's a reality, and it's really not a reality. It's tearing our families apart because y'all thinking that that's real, and it's not life.
I call them pimp shows, but we're going to get hot on the spot, man. We got to get up out of here, but we got hot on the spot.
It's 10 days.
Oh, I keep looking at this clock up here. But you got it over here, though. But it's going to take us that long because we're so deep tonight. It's going to take us that long.
But your CD, what is your style? You gave us Anita Baker, but what is your style? Do you have a style of singing?
The way I look at it, I like I said earlier, I pretty much can adapt as far as singing is, because I like all kind of music. So I've even liked a little country. So, but I know where my niche is. My niche is, of course, that nice R&B, jazz, soul. I'm a soulful.
She would flip from Marsha Ambrosia to an Anita Baker in a moment, and then come back with a Patti LaBelle on you. You know what I mean? And then at one moment give you a Keisha Cole, you know, with that little bit of ratchetness going on.
Mary J. Like, I'm just all around. I mean, because I don't like to be put in a box. You know how some people, they're always being put in a box. And I just don't like to be boxed. I'll try anything. That's one thing about me. So I don't really consider my style just like anybody's. I just consider my style as me.
Okay.
What you gonna get when I open up my mouth and I sing? Okay. You can compare me to whoever you want to compare me to, because I've always been compared to Anita Baker, Mary J. Blige. That's Jill Scott. That's pretty much where I'm.
Well, that's a new category. Me. You're not R&B. You're me.
Exactly. Me category.
Okay. But we got to do our hot on the spot.
Let's go. I love hot seats.
It's a little different tonight.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it is?
She said it's a little different tonight.
It's a would you type of question.
Oh, no.
Would you?
So
Okay.
you're gonna pick one,
I'm big one.
and she gonna answer. She gonna pick one, you answer, and the same thing go over there.
She
Then
know
we
my
gonna have-
answer.
Oh, you got it
Then we got.
backwards?
Then we going to. Then we gonna have one where everybody answers.
Okay.
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 She already know my answer.
Yeah.
I'll try anything.
She's one of you been trying to run this. I'm gonna have you to pay some bills.
She gonna be like,
She's gonna pay you pay some bills.
Let's see what we got here.
I do.
So I go. Let's see.
Add to your list.
Oh man. Think I know. So would you rather lose your keys or your cell phone?
Would I rather lose my keys or my cell phone? Probably my keys.
I know that. Because then she can call me at the house and be like, can you bring me the keys?
That's right.
That's crazy. Make sure you ask in a question form for me. I want to see what I got here.
Oh Lord, this should have been for me. Would you rather be a movie star or a famous musician?
Man, a movie star. I want to be on the film and on the
I
screen
really knew
all
you
day
was gonna
long.
Say that.
I want to be able to see how far I can take my acting.
I knew he
I
was
think
gonna
you
say
would be good at it.
Think so?
Man.
Try it out, man. First, I'm try this old radio show stuff. See what happens.
Go right in. Would you rather stay in or go out for a date night?
Better say it right. This
So you
could
better say it right.
mean your marriage.
Go out.
He said go out. Look at that face.
Well, you know we do either one.
Yeah, no. We do either one.
I love going out, but you got to go somewhere and experience something new. You just can't go to the same spot all the time.
Yeah.
We enjoy either way.
There's no 30-minute wait.
In or out.
There's no 30-minute wait in my house.
Man,
He said it's 30-minute wait.
Okay, would you rather have noisy neighbors or noisy?
Nosy.
Oh, nosy neighbors or noisy neighbors?
Ah!
Come on, you can answer that.
I'd rather have the noisy.
yeah, yeah.
I ain't gonna say why.
This is meant for everybody.
Okay. Okay, this is the everybody question. Okay. Would you rather have a cook or a maid?
You can go, Michael.
You know what? I'd rather have a maid. I enjoy my wife's cooking, so I need somebody, because this is strategic, right?
Oh, that's with her in the house?
This is strategic, yes, with her in the
Okay,
house.
okay.
So I want the maid so she don't have to clean up no more. So now I don't have to clean up. She ain't got to clean up. I can still get her cooking, and we get everything done. Boom. Gotta be strategic about it. I'm trying to stay in my marriage another 5 years.
I'd have to have a maid too because I don't have problems with cooking. So, but I get tired of cleaning up because I clean up for everybody, and because Mike don't clean up, that's one of his problems. He need to learn how to clean up sometime. Yeah, we argue about that, but that's okay.
We are
Cause that's so
actually live
changed
right now, baby.
It is.
Live.
Yes. And I
Jesus H.
hope
Christ.
we need to see it because you're gonna start helping to clean.
Well, I think I'll take the maid too, because you know I like to cook. So.
And everybody can't cook. First of all,
I don't
everybody
think
can't
everybody
cook.
cooking either.
So I don't know if I want somebody sitting up cooking me food every day. Because they might not season it right. They might not fry their meat all the way. I don't like nothing pink.
It is. Well, you know what?
Nah.
It depends. You know, there's a cook. It had to be a sister. Because if we get a maid, she gonna clean up behind the maid anyway.
You not right
It ain't
about
gonna be
that.
good
Because if
enough.
she don't clean right, I'm gonna have to come in and
You
see
know
her too. Especially my bathroom. Because
The
I'm
cook will have to
real
be diverse, though.
funny about my bathroom.
They would have to be diverse. I don't need them to be just a sister. Like, I need them to be able to cook everything from.
Well,
No, I'm
Jamaican
talking-
food.
no, I'm
Well,
talking about her
Michael,
real
when you
sister.
have Taste the Rainbow, that's probably why.
I'm sorry. Y'all about to get
I
some
love
real
you,
in just
but
a minute.
honey,
Okay.
yeah,
Y'all about to
you
get
done
some-
had
hey.
all nationalities, bro.
Facebook Live, y'all about to get some
I'm
real
just
in a
saying.
minute. We about to be arguing in a minute. 'Cause
Let's
she
not be
just told.
arguing, I'm just saying.
Well, look though, if I want some like Dominican food one day
Okay, well,
and some Asian food the next day, can
Okay.
we get somebody diverse?
I didn't know how to cook lasagna when you first came down here either, but I sure figured out how to cook it, and you didn't know that was the first time that I cooked it either.
Can we have both of them though? Trying to negotiate on live television, y'all.
Okay.
Live television.
Well,
Well, it's 9.
it's time for us to get out of here
We got to. Or I'm gonna get choked out.
before they get the,
I feel
tackle
it.
it over here.
I figure my life for right now.
Great.
Can we stay
Hey.
live for a minute?
Man, please.
Hey, great show. You know,
Thank
we heard great singing.
Thank you so much.
Hey.
We have the thought leader. Is there order in the house? I want to apologize. I did it on purpose.
That's us. What are you talking about?
That's what we heard today.
Oh, yeah.
Get some listening skills.
Uh-oh.
Get our book.
Hey.
Is there
Yes.
order in the house? Bam. That's your listening skill.
Okay. So, hey, man, we had a great show.
Definitely.
Be with us next week when
Our
we come
order
back.
book. Is there? I want to apologize. I did it on purpose.
All right.
Relationship book. Get them.
Some of y'all
Okay.
need it.
But anyway, you guys, thank y'all for coming. So, Michael Burks, where can they find you if they're looking for you?
You can find me right now at I am Mike Burks. That's at I am MikeBurks. Or you can find me at the same thing, I am MikeBurks.com. Come purchase a book, and for every book, you will get a free coaching class.
Miss Monique.
Well, you can. I'm on Instagram with His Blue. You can find me at His Blue. On Facebook, you can find me actually just Monique Burks. If you type in Monique Burks, I'm normally the first person that pop up. So yeah, you can find. I'm pretty much between my Instagram and my Facebook. My husband trying to get me on that Twitter, but I'm just not a Twitter girl yet.
If y'all follow her today and you purchase a copy of Why, you will get a free snippet of the new gospel song, Shout in the Name of God.
Why we can't get a snippet right now?
Because my husband was telling me that it's
He said-
DJ
he said-
Khaled.
Everything's top secret. Everything's top secret right now.
Right.
He won't let me do that
Right now,
right
everything's top secret. We haven't mixed and mastered yet. We ain't got time for it right now. We gonna next. You bring us back, I'll bring it straight to you. You'll get the first. You'll get
No,
the
you're
first
just gonna
ear.
give them a snippet on Facebook.
No, they gonna get it in their email. They ain't gonna get it like on the page.
Okay.
They'll get it in an email or something. Look, ain't nobody put have it like that. That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, he locking that one down.
That's
Everything
good
top
though, so
secret.
nobody won't, take your word.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll snip it later.
But
Right.
I know you're right.
Because we got to go.
Well, thank you guys for listening, and tune in next week at the same time and the same best station.
Channel.
He said chill.
That
It's a
station.
little offset.
Okay.
That's what I say.
Okay.
See you guys. Join us next week. All right.
Power play. We're out.